the Land Rover Discovery Sport, with a staggering 28.3% first-year resale rate, tops our list of 5 cars that owners desperately want to get rid of within just 1 year of buying them. According to an IC Cars study analyzing over 18 million new car sales, these vehicles have regret rates so high that nearly 3 out of 10 luxury car buyers will sell them before their first anniversary, losing thousands of dollars in residual value in the process. When you're spending close to $50,000 MSRP on a new car in today's market, you expect that vehicle to serve you well for years to come. But this comprehensive analysis reveals that some vehicles are failing their owners so spectacularly that they're being dumped back onto the used car market faster than you can say buyer's remorse. The data from J.D. Power and Consumer Reports is shocking, and the stories behind these numbers are even worse. Let's start with the undisputed champion of automotive disappointment, a vehicle that makes luxury car buyers question every decision they've ever made in their lives. Number 5 brings us the BMW 5 Series, where prestige becomes a problem. The BMW 5 Series sits at number 5 on our list, with 13.4% of owners selling within the first year. Now, this might seem relatively low compared to what's coming, but when you consider that the average first-year resale rate across all vehicles is just 3.6% according to IC Cars, we're looking at nearly 4 times the normal level of buyer's remorse. What makes this particularly painful is the financial hit. Kelley Blue Book and Edmunds estimate that owning a 2025 BMW 5 Series for just 1 year will cost you over $25,000, with more than $18,000 of that coming from residual value loss alone. Think about that for a moment. You're essentially paying $50 a day just to watch your car lose value, before you even factor in insurance, maintenance, or fuel. The problem isn't that the 5 Series is a bad car in the traditional sense. It's actually quite capable and loaded with technology. But that's precisely where the trouble begins. BMW has crammed so much technology into their modern vehicles that many buyers find themselves overwhelmed. The days of simple, intuitive BMW controls are long gone, replaced by complex infotainment systems that require a learning curve steeper than a San Francisco street. Owners frequently complain about the departure from BMW's traditional driving feel. The brand built its reputation on creating the ultimate driving machine, but modern 5 Series models feel disconnected from that heritage. They're comfortable and refined, sure, but they've lost that special something that made BMWs feel different from every other luxury sedan on the road. Then there's the maintenance reality check. Many buyers are attracted to the monthly lease payments without fully understanding what ownership actually costs. When that first major service comes due, or when something electronic inevitably fails, the repair bills can be absolutely shocking. We're talking about a vehicle where replacing a headlight assembly can cost more than some people's monthly rent. Number 4 takes us to Mercedes-Benz entry-level models, specifically the GLB, GLA, and CLA. Mercedes-Benz has a serious problem with their entry-level models, and the numbers prove it. The GLB leads the pack with a 21.2% first-year resale rate, while the GLA and CLA aren't far behind. These vehicles represent Mercedes' attempt to attract younger, more budget-conscious buyers to the brand, but they're backfiring spectacularly. The core issue is expectation versus reality. People buy Mercedes because they want to experience German luxury engineering. They want that feeling of owning something special, something that justifies the premium MSRP. But these entry-level models feel like regular cars wearing a Mercedes badge, and buyers notice immediately. Take the GLB, for example. It's essentially a tall wagon that Mercedes is trying to pass off as an SUV. The interior plastics feel cheap, the ride quality is harsh, and the overall experience doesn't live up to the 3-pointed star on the grille. Buyers quickly realize they could have gotten a better equipped, more reliable vehicle for the same money from Toyota or Honda, even considering certified pre-owned options. The CLA presents a different set of problems. Sure, it looks sleek and sporty, but the interior is cramped, the rear seat is practically unusable for adults, and the trunk is smaller than many compact cars. You're paying luxury car prices for a vehicle that doesn't deliver on basic practical needs. What makes this particularly frustrating for buyers is the brand's overall first-year return rate of 9.1%. When nearly 1 in 10 Mercedes buyers wants out within 12 months, That's not just a few isolated cases of buyer's remorse. That's a systematic problem with how the brand is positioning and pricing their vehicles. The maintenance costs hit these entry-level Mercedes buyers especially hard. They stretched their budget to afford the monthly payment, thinking they were getting a taste of luxury. Instead, they get luxury-level maintenance costs on a vehicle that doesn't feel luxurious at all. Oil changes cost twice what they'd pay for a regular car, parts are expensive and hard to find, and even simple repairs require specialized technician knowledge. Number 3 brings us the Jeep Grand Cherokee 4X, which represents a hybrid horror story. The Stellantis-built Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe represents everything that can go wrong when automakers rush new technology to market without proper testing. The statistics are damning. Only 45% of owners would recommend this vehicle according to J.D. Power surveys, and 39% rated just 1 star out of 5. When nearly 4 out of 10 owners give your product the lowest possible rating, you've achieved something truly spectacular in the worst possible way. But the real story isn't in the ratings. It's in the terrifying experiences owners are sharing. One owner reported their 3-month-old Grand Cherokee 4xe stopping dead in the middle of traffic with no warning. Imagine cruising down the highway when your $50,000 SUV suddenly loses all power, leaving you stranded in fast-moving traffic with no way to get to safety. This isn't a one-off incident. Multiple owners report similar experiences. The NHTSA recall situation is absolutely unprecedented for a modern vehicle. By March 2025, the 2024 Grand Cherokee had accumulated 11 recalls. 11. In just over a year. These aren't minor issues like faulty cup holders. We're talking about high-voltage battery systems from supplier Samsung SDI that can catch fire, engines that can lose power without warning, and sand contamination in the engine casting that could result in complete powertrain failure. The cold weather performance is another nightmare. The electric system essentially stops working when temperatures drop below 32 degrees. So if you live anywhere that experiences actual winter, your expensive hybrid SUV becomes just an overpriced, underperforming regular SUV for several months of the year. Charging is its own form of torture. Owners report plugging in for 14 hours just to achieve 24 miles of electric range. You could walk 24 miles faster than this thing charges. The regenerative braking system feels like the transmission is slipping gears, creating an unsettling driving experience that makes you question whether something is braking every time you slow down. The residual value has cratered so badly that owners are finding themselves $18,000 underwater on vehicles they bought just 2 years ago. Kelley Blue Book valuations show dealers telling desperate owners that their nearly new Jeep is worth dramatically less than what they owe, trapping them in automotive purgatory. Number 2 brings us the Porsche Macan, where dreams become nightmares. At number 2, we have the Porsche Macan with a 22.2% first-year resale rate. This one hurts because for many buyers, owning a Porsche represents the achievement of a lifelong dream. The Macan was supposed to be Porsche's accessible entry point, the vehicle that would let regular people experience the legendary brand without supercar prices. The problem starts with the MSRP itself. At around $65,000, the Macan isn't exactly affordable for most buyers. People stretch their finances to make the numbers work, often taking on larger payments than they're truly comfortable with. When financial reality sets in after a few months of eye-watering payments, that dream car quickly becomes a financial nightmare. But money isn't the only issue. The Macan suffers from an identity crisis that leaves owners confused about what they actually bought. Is it a sports car? Is it an SUV? Is it a luxury cruiser? Porsche tried to make it all three using their PPE platform technology, and the result is a vehicle that doesn't excel at any particular mission. The driving experience, while competent, doesn't deliver the visceral excitement people expect from a Porsche. Yes, it's quick and handles well, but it feels more like a well-engineered Volkswagen than a true Porsche. The steering lacks feedback, the engine note is synthetic, and the overall experience feels sanitized compared to traditional Porsche sports cars. Maintenance costs are absolutely brutal. Porsche doesn't just charge luxury car prices for service, they charge supercar prices. A basic oil change can cost several $100s, and if something actually breaks, you might need to take out a small loan to fix it. Many Macan buyers didn't anticipate these costs, having come from regular SUVs where maintenance is reasonable and predictable. The interior, while well-built, feels cramped compared to other SUVs in this price range. The rear seat is tight for adults, The cargo area is smaller than expected, and the driving position doesn't feel special enough to justify the premium. You're paying Porsche prices for a vehicle that often feels less spacious and practical than a Toyota Highlander that costs $20,000 less. Number 1 takes us to the ultimate regret machine, the Land Rover Discovery Sport. Topping our list with an absolutely staggering 28.3% first-year resale rate is the Land Rover Discovery Sport. This means that more than 1 in 4 buyers will sell this vehicle within 12 months of purchase. When your regret rate approaches 30%, you've achieved something that should be impossible in the modern automotive market. Consumer Reports and J.D. Power don't mince words about Land Rover, describing the brand as maintaining its reputation for building SUVs that break down frequently and expensively. That phrase should be Land Rover's official slogan because it perfectly captures the ownership experience. The Discovery Sport embodies every negative stereotype about British automotive reliability. Electrical systems fail with alarming regularity. The infotainment system crashes and requires complete reboots. Air suspension components fail prematurely, leaving owners with repair bills that can easily exceed $10,000. The transmission exhibits harsh shifting patterns that make you think something is seriously wrong, because often something actually is seriously wrong. What makes this particularly frustrating is that Land Rover vehicles often start strong. The first few months of ownership can be relatively trouble-free, giving buyers false confidence in their purchase. Then the problems begin, starting small and escalating quickly. A minor electrical glitch becomes a major system failure. A small oil leak becomes a complete engine replacement. What seemed like a smart purchase becomes an endless parade of service visits and warranty claims. The dealer service experience adds insult to injury. Land Rover service departments are often overwhelmed by the sheer volume of warranty work, leading to long wait times for appointments and repairs. Owners frequently find themselves without their vehicle for weeks at a time while technicians order parts that seem to be perpetually on backorder. The residual value destruction is particularly painful because buyers often convince themselves that Land Rover's luxury image will protect their investment. Instead, they discover that the used car market is flooded with low-mileage Discovery Sports from owners desperate to escape their automotive prison. When everyone is trying to sell and nobody wants to buy, Kelley Blue Book prices collapse faster than a poorly designed British electrical system. Land Rover's reputation has become so toxic that even the brand's impressive off-road capability can't save it. Most Discovery Sport owners never take their vehicle off-road anyway, so they're paying a massive premium for capability they'll never use while suffering through reliability problems that make their daily commute a source of anxiety. What's particularly telling about this list is that every single vehicle represents a luxury brand. This isn't a coincidence. Carl Brower from Icy Cars explains that luxury buyers might not be doing enough research before purchasing, or they might be overextending themselves financially, or they might simply be incredibly fickle when it comes to their automotive choices. The research reveals a troubling pattern in the luxury car market. Buyers are attracted by brand prestige and marketing promises, but the reality of ownership doesn't match their expectations. Whether it's reliability problems, financial strain, or simply disappointment with the driving experience, these expensive vehicles are failing to deliver the satisfaction that buyers rightfully expect. The generational divide is particularly stark according to J.D. Power data. Only 20% of baby boomers experience car buying regret, compared to 60% of Generation Z buyers. This suggests that younger buyers might be making more impulsive decisions or falling victim to marketing messages that don't align with the reality of ownership. The electric vehicle angle adds another layer of complexity. Nearly half of American EV owners express regret about their purchase and want to return to gasoline vehicles. Infrastructure problems, cold weather performance issues, and charging anxiety are driving buyers away from electric vehicles faster than the industry can solve these fundamental problems. The financial implications are staggering. With average new car MSRP hovering around $50,000, choosing the wrong vehicle can result in residual value losses that take years to recover from. When you combine high purchase prices with rapid depreciation and expensive maintenance, some of these regret purchases can cost owners more than $100,000 over just a few years of ownership. The data shows that buyers' remorse isn't just about individual bad luck or unrealistic expectations. These vehicles have systematic problems that affect large percentages of their owner base. When 1 in 4 buyers wants to sell within a year, that's not buyer error. That's product failure on a massive scale. For anyone shopping for a new car, these statistics serve as a crucial warning. Don't let brand prestige cloud your judgment. Don't stretch your budget beyond what you can comfortably afford. And most importantly, research reliability ratings from J.D. Power, Consumer Reports, and owner satisfaction surveys before you sign any paperwork. Because once you drive off that dealer lot, you're committed to years of payments regardless of how much you end up regretting that decision. Consider certified pre-owned programs from more reliable brands if you want luxury features without the new car depreciation hit. Sometimes a 2-year-old Toyota or Honda with a warranty offers more value than a brand new luxury vehicle with questionable reliability. The automotive industry needs to take these regret rates seriously. Building vehicles that disappoint customers so badly that they'll take massive financial losses just to escape ownership isn't sustainable. Until these brands address their fundamental problems with reliability, residual value, and customer satisfaction, buyers will continue learning these expensive lessons the hard way.